What is good, Osiris here, and we are in the middle of the fall of the United States of America society, not even talking about laws or Trump or anything like that. We are living the fall of Rome. In the latest What Is This Clown World Really About? From the homie, myth-informed MKE, this is why they banned him from Twitter, in my opinion. I don't know how he has the knack to just find the right videos at the right time. Maybe people, I don't know how he does it, but he found one here, another one. 5 black men dressed as women complaining about cultural appropriation is peak woke insanity.
Citing the source material.
Yeah, I just feel like there's such a long-rooted history in appropriation from Black culture. Like, for instance, like when I go to the Metropolitan Museum and I see things that they've taken from Africa, I see things that they've taken from Nubia, and then you go and you, yes, and then you go and you look at these pillars, and then there's this white man, Samuel something, 1800, going and saying, I'm putting my ownership on something that was never mine to begin with. And then they go, yeah, I discovered it. So then it gives me this ownership, like I can take it and it can be mine. And I feel like it's that entitlement that is one thing that we really need to discuss. Like there is a way I feel to very much so appreciate somebody's culture, but so many times, like Bob says, there are times where, you know, they cite the source, but they don't.
Citing the source material.
Yeah, I just feel like
So we have a lot to unpack here. What we have are 5 biological males dressed up as, and let me take a second. On the last video that I had with the homie Carlos, I want to do a separate video to reply to this. Somebody replied, I actually don't get a lot of this, so I don't want to misconstrue like I'm getting a lot of this accusation. I get it sometimes, but not a lot. People said another homosexual hate type of video. And if you have that opinion, that's fine. I just want to clarify, that ain't my goal here. There are people who are gay, friends of show on the channel, and I would never disrespect them in that way to hate them over their identity. I know that you all on the left aren't the brightest bunch. I'm trying to be nice. I know y'all aren't the brightest bulb in the pack. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I know that. And I want to talk to you in a way that hopefully reaches you. If these 5 biological men were dressed the same way that they're dressed right now, and they were talking about the problems with an indictment that has no merit, it's unprecedented, terrible for our country, for someone who is running for president, and they said, hey, we obviously look at us, we're not Trump supporters, but this ain't the way to go. I would play the clip and I would say based, and I wouldn't even talk about, I did that with Jeffree Star. I think that's his name, or yeah, whatever he goes by. I think that's his name, Jeffree Star. I didn't even bring up what he was. I don't even know what he is, to be honest with you, because a cross-dresser. Doesn't matter. The content of what they're saying is what's really bizarre here. Then on top of that, the institutions that support these biological males cosplaying as women. And again, I have no problem if that's what you want to do. The institution that wants to teach our children that this is something, not to teach our children, some people in society do this, they want to teach our children that this is a good thing to do. You don't get to put that morality on. Don't do that with my children. That's the problem I have. There's so much to unpack here. Their skin, many of them are maybe as dark as me. Most of them a little bit lighter probably. But you probably look at associating as black biological men. The Triple K back in the day couldn't imagine a strategy so powerful to turn black men into women. You've been conquered. And it's not, again, not the identity, it's the structure of the political party that you support at a 90% clip saying that this is progress. It ain't progress. If you want to do it, but it's not to be celebrated and not to be denigrated either. Neutral on it. But then to look at it, they're talking about cultural appropriation in a museum. That's what you got the energy for? And they got this arrogance about them, talking about entitled. You are men that are entitled because of the greatness of our country that you can wear dresses, high heels, wigs. You do realize you're appropriating Western culture right now. None of y'all niggas look like you came from Africa. This is not African culture. So you're complaining about white people appropriating culture through a museum, highlighting stuff where it came from. Yeah, they're going to highlight who discovered it, but in the museum, they talk about where it came from and all that too. But that's appropriating culture. But y'all have straightened hair. You look like you came out of Western society from like the 1930s. And you're going to talk about, and you're appropriating the culture of women on top of the garb of Western society culture. This is peak insanity. And I'm not going to stop speaking out about it.